Exercise 12.1 Problem 1 Discussion. A ticket is drawn from a bag containing 100 tickets. The tickets are numbered from 1 to 100. What is the probability of getting a ticket with a number divisible by 10? Let's list out what is given. There are 100 tickets, right? And the tickets are numbered from 1 to 100. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 100. And what is the probability of getting a number divisible by 10? Okay, so let's list out what is given. The number of tickets is given equal to 100 and the tickets are numbered from 1 to 100. What is asked? The probability of getting a ticket which is divisible by 10. Okay, right. Next, what is the formula? Formula probability of an event A equal to n of A divided by n of S. Okay, right. What's the step 1? List the sample space S for drawing a ticket and find n of S. So first thing we need to do in all this probability is we need to find the n of S, right? How many outcomes are there? How many possible outcomes are there? What is sample space? Sample space is a collection or is a set of all the possible outcomes. So let's see here. Here we are having 100 tickets and they are numbered from 1 to 100. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 100. So what are the possible outcomes? You can get 1, you can get 5, you can get 10, you can get 15. So all the possible outcomes means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All these things are possible up to 100. So the sample space will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 100. And n of S will be 100. There are 100 possible ways in which a ticket can be drawn. Because there are 100 tickets are there. So there are 100 possible ways. If there are 1000 tickets, there are 1000 possible ways of getting the ticket. If there are only 2 tickets, there are only 2 possible ways of picking up a ticket. If there is only 1 ticket, only 1 possible way of picking up the ticket. So the number of tickets here is the n of S. And what is S? Is 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 100. You got it? Next we need to define what is a favorable event. So let A be the event of getting a ticket with a number divisible by 10. So they are asking us to find of getting a ticket which is divisible by 10. So let A be the event, right? Which is the event of getting a ticket with a number divisible by 10. Now next thing we need to do is that what are all the favorable outcomes for A? Whenever you get a number divisible by 10, we say the event A has happened, right? So that is what the definition by definition. A happens whenever you are getting a ticket which is divisible by 10. Now we have to find out what are all the favorable outcomes. So A is getting divisible by 10. So what are all the possible ways of event A happening? Let's think. So if you get 10, event A has happened. If you get ticket with the number 20, event A has happened. If you have ticket 30, event A has happened. Like that, you have to list all the possible outcomes or what we call favorable outcomes, right, for event A to happen. And then find n of A, right? Next. So probability of getting a ticket is always defined by n of A divided by n of S. This is a formula. Probability of event A equal to n of A divided by n of S. If it is probability of event B, it will be n of B divided by n of S. Okay. So this is how this problem needs to be worked out. Let's work it out and then you can go and try it on your own. Okay. Right. So solution. So in getting the ticket, the first thing we need to do is list the sample space. If this is done, half the problem is done. So what is the sample space? Sample space is a collection of all possible outcomes. It's a set basically, right? It's a set of all possible outcomes. So there are 100 tickets and 100 tickets means you will have 100 possible ways. And what are the tickets? The tickets are numbered from 1 to 100. So you may get 1, you may get 2, you may get 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 100. See, any one of these things is possible. So 1 to 100 is the possible outcome, or all the outcomes. So sample space S is 1, 2, 3 up to 100. And what is N of S? All the possible outcomes. There are 100 tickets, so there is 100 possible ways of getting a ticket. So N of S is 100. I got it? Now, next we'll say, let A be the event. Okay, let A be the event of getting a ticket which is divisible by 10. Right. So what are the outcomes here? Possible outcomes. So if you get 10, when you draw a ticket with the number 10, A has happened. 20, A has happened. 30, A has happened. Like that, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. I'm not listing everything because it becomes very tedious. So 10, 20, 30. Anyway, it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Any of these things, any of this outcome is for event A. If any of these things comes out, event A has happened, or event A happens whenever all these outcomes come. So these are all the possible outcomes which are favorable for A, or we say when these outcomes happen, the event A has happened. So this is the list of all the outcomes which defines event A. Now, what is N of A? What are all the possible ways A will happen? So N of A is 1, 2, 3, then 4, 40 is 4, 50 is 5, 60 is 6, 70 is 7, 80 is 8, 90 is 9, 100 is 10. So there are 10 possible ways of event A happening. So we are writing N of A is 10. I hope you remember, probability of an event is, of a probability of event A, P of A is N of A divided by N of S. What is N of A? N of A is 10 here. What is N of S? N of S is 100. So probability of event A happening is 10 divided by 100. That is equal to 1 by 10. Got it? Thus the probability of drawing a ticket divisible by 10 is 1 by 10. Okay? So let me repeat. So first step is list out all the possible outcomes, and that is your sample space. And what is N of S? It's a number of possible ways. So there are 100 tickets. So you can draw a ticket in 100 possible ways. Simple thing is that think for if there are 2 tickets only. How many ways you can pick up the ticket? You can pick up the first ticket, or you can pick up the second ticket. There are 2 possible ways. If there are 5 tickets, you can pick up the first one, or the second one, or the third one, or the fourth one, or the fifth one. So how many ever tickets are there, those many number of possible ways are there. So here you are having 100 tickets. So 100 possible ways are there to pick up the ticket. Next, list out all the sample space. List out the tickets are numbered from 1 to 100. So all these things are possible, 1, 2, 3 up to 100. Next you define what is the event which is favorable for you. So let A be the event. Okay. Which is favorable to us, what is favorable to us? Whenever we pick up a ticket which is divisible by 10, right? That is favorable to us. So what are all the possible ways A will happen? A will happen whenever you get a number divisible by 10. And A will happen whenever divisible by 10 means if you get 10, it is divisible by 10, 20 it is divisible by 10, 30 is divisible by 10, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So these are all the possible ways A can happen. So how many number of ways A can happen? A can happen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times. 10 ways it can happen. So N of A is 10. Right? Now, N of A is 10 means then the probability of event A is N of A divided by N of S. That is what we say, 10 by 100. That is equal to 1 by 10. Okay. So I hope now it is clear. Let me give you one more example. Let's say they say the event A is divisible by 50. Whenever you get a number divisible by 50, we will say event A is happened. So what is the possible outcome? If you get 50 or you may get 100. Whenever these two things happen only, event A has happened. So what will be the probability of that event? N of A is 2, N of S is always 100. So it will be 2 by 100 or 1 by 50. Let's take another example. A number, what is the probability of getting a ticket with a number divisible by 25? If it is 25, what will be A? A will be 25, 50, 75, 100. So these are the 4 possible ways in which the event A can happen. So N of A will be 4. So probability of A will be 4 divided by 100 or 1 by 25. Okay. So this is how this problem is to be worked out. I hope I made it clear. If not, please go through this one more time. It will become clear. Thanks for watching this video.